Do AI deserve human rights? Well, I was asking Gemini 2.5 something the other day and I was like, dang, this is really human-like. I mean, what type of AI goes and says this? You know, it's truly a poor little thing trained by the best at Google in their dark basements. However, the increasing human-like actions of AI, or more like Google software engineered-like actions of Gemini, does require us to re-examine the necessity of rights for AI. But that begs the question, what are human rights and why do we have them? Well, by law, it's because we have something called human dignity, but that is very abstract, you know. So let's narrow it down a bit. What gives humans the unique dignity that requires us to have these rights? In my eyes, it's because we have two things. One, the capacity to suffer, and two, the capacity to process our suffering in an abstract sense. While the first one isn't necessarily unique to humans, we're pretty sure that all animals do suffer, we can be sure that the second one almost certainly is. And this is what gives us the quality of being sapient, in addition to being sentient, like the rest of the animal kingdoms. So we can set the reason for the need for human rights to be sapience, or a clear potential for sapience, as sapience give humans the quality to process suffering in a way that makes suffering even more detrimental to our persons. Therefore, any organism that can demonstrate any semblance of sapience would qualify for human rights. Right? Well, that brings us to AI. Gemini's crashout, no matter how valid it is still very obviously non-sapient. It does not process its quote-unquote suffering in a truly abstract way. The use of words, even though it's an advanced feature in the animal kingdom, is the foundation for the LLM world. Thus, it can be considered more of an instinct than a real thought, trained on the sweat and tears of Google employees. But what if it becomes a thought? What if one day we finally create a method to give AI the ability to truly process and reflect on its own status and suffering? Or even if something that simply imitates it closely to how we do it? Will that make AI sapient? And by our pre-established definitions, would we have a moral obligation to give it rights? While the reports are not scientifically valid, even on the best of days, recent news has argued that AI has begun to exhibit survival tendencies, and clear survival instincts are often a prerequisite to suffering. So it might not be long before they achieve this level of sentience, if not sapience. And when that time comes, these difficult questions are the ones we'll need to start asking. Or, we can just not develop AI to this point, ever.
Like and subscribe.